don't see the thing pop up yet. So. All right. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Love honors be to the apostles, elders, great millstone, who rule and teach well. Shalom to you, brothers and sisters out there. All right, this lesson is entitled, You're White, But You Believe. Now what? All right, so the question, well, it's a question, but, basically touching in on the topic of Israelite foreigners. It was something I was thinking about earlier, which really the white the white part can be changed out with anything. Okay, it's not that's just the primary nation we're dealing with that were scattered. Yahweh Shemel Shai Barakatah, that were scattered amongst. That's our primary enemy. So once again, the title is "You're White, But You Believe." Now what? So I'm going to go ahead and get some scriptures because according to the Bible, it's not based off of your physical appearance. In fact, it never has been. All right, it's always been based off of your father's lineage. Let me go ahead and pull the letter up too, so I can go ahead and start with that. I'll get the Numbers 1:18. Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18. It says, "And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls." So it's determined by your father's house. All right. Matter of fact, got another one in the book of Ezra, real quick. Ezra chapter 2, verse 59. "And these were they which went up from Tel Malah, Tel Harsa, Cherub, Adon, and Immer." So this is during the time of the second temple rebuild. And it says, "But they could not shew their father's house and their seed, whether they were of Israel." So they didn't get rejected because of how they looked. They got rejected because they didn't have the documentation to prove that they were an Israelite from such and such tribe. Okay? Because that's how we dealt with identifying who was what, is based off of genealogy. But we know, in the New Testament, I'm pretty sure in Titus it tells you don't give heed to endless genealogies and all that. Okay, because it's vanity, because we can't go all the way back to that time. So what it's based off of is faith. All right. It's simply based off of faith. You fall under the curses. You got the spirit of an Israelite, and most importantly, you believe. Okay, so that by default makes you an Israelite. That's the number one filter there is. Because you can look at people, oh, he can do this, he can do that. He's talented, he's skilled in singing or sports or whatever it may be. That's cool. That's dandy. But the number one filter to know 100% is if they're in this truth. All right, because at the end of the day, if you're an Israelite but you don't repent, you're liking onto a heathen right now, anyways. All right, but Hebrews 11 and Hebrews 11 and 1, I'm going to jump down to 6. It says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." So we don't see our physical, father's house going back to Israel. It's just a faith-based thing. Because believe it or not, you even have people out there, which, it goes into the parable of wheat and tares. You have people out there that look like so-called Negroes, but they're actually Edomites. Okay. So they may have met their great 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 grandfather. Well, that's not possible, but they may have seen a picture of him on their father's side, and he may be a so-called black man, but 1,000 years prior to that, it goes back to an Edomite. So it's all based off of faith. All right. You can't, well, I have, chocolate skin, I must be an Israelite from this tribe. No, that's not how that works. All right. Because even with the 12 tribe sign, um, it lists the different, basically the main dwelling places of the tribe, the nationality that they call themselves primarily today, but nowhere on there does it mention physical characteristics. Okay, because it's not about that. It's never been about that. All right, Hebrews 11 and 6 says, "But without faith it is impossible to please him, for he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him." So it's all about faith, man. That's all about faith. So to the Israelites out there that look like the other nations, the other 17 heathen nations, because there's 18 in total. The other 17 heathen nations, you may look like that, but that doesn't mean that's what you are. All right, because if this word resonates with your spirit, then you're an Israelite. All right, don't think that it doesn't. It's not any different from any brother in this truth. You look different, but nobody in this truth can prove they're Israelite. Nobody can. So it's no different. And the same thing, the same job applies to you. Just because you look so-called white or so-called Asian or so-called Arab doesn't give you a pass to not do the work. It doesn't mean that you're guaranteed part of the elect. No, you got to make your calling in the election sure, just like everybody else. You got to go out there and do the work like everybody else. You got to catch hell just like everybody else. You're not exempt from any of these things, man. And I'm speaking off of a personal experience. Yeah, I've even had encounters with police that didn't go in my favor. Let me just put it like that. Even though I look how I look, it doesn't matter. Okay, because if you're an Israelite, you're going to catch hell. You're going to feel the Lord's indignation, man. Doesn't matter how you look. You're not going to escape these things just because of your physical appearance. Now, there's certain, I guess you could say certain moments where you can use that to your advantage, but overall, you're not going to prosper here, and you're not trying to prosper here. If you believe in the truth, first of all, right? Let's make that known. But this is Romans 8:16. It says, "The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God." So it's all based off of the Spirit. Okay. Matter of fact, let me grab this. So don't feel discouraged just because of how you look. You see majority of the brothers out there, they're so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That doesn't mean that you're not going to be accepted. That was one thing I was told when I was talking when I was fresh coming in. I was talking to an NDub, and she was telling me you can't even go around those people. They're gonna beat you up and this and that. And yet here I am in Great Millstone, man, and I've met countless brothers from different camps in different states, and not a single brother has looked at me with an evil eye. Within Great Millstone, man, these are men of understanding. All right, these brothers are not carnal. They don't look at the physical appearance, okay, because that's irrelevant. Sirach 11:2, it says, "Commend not a man for his beauty, neither abhor a man for his outward appearance." So even Edomites, literally Edomites, Esau, we don't hate him because he's pale and because he's got hair, because he's hairy. No, we hate him because he's the devil. We hate him because he's wicked. We hate him because he's evil and cruel to our people. That's why we hate him, because he's the wicked. It has nothing to do with his physical appearance. Okay? Because we hate Edomites that we hate chocolate Edomites just as much as regular Edomites, if not more, because they get to involve themselves in Jake's community and Jake's lifestyle and portray themselves to be something they're not. They're fakes. They're basically the same as those damn gutter rats in the land. They're essentially the same because they're walking around calling themselves so-called black, thinking that they've been through the struggle and all this and that. They don't know struggle, and they're going to understand that when they get to the kingdom and they lose their pigmentation and get beat with a whip. All right, but this was actually I really should have brought this up at the beginning, but this is an example, because what it goes by, your race, it goes by your father, as we showed. So it goes by your patrilineal, okay, meaning your mother. You love your mom, you love your mama, but she doesn't matter when it comes to your race. Okay. There's no such thing as mix. There's no such thing as DNA testing. There's no such thing as any of that. All right. In fact, if you're going to be honest with yourself, DNA testing is complete bullshit, especially considering if you take half of both your parents, just say it's 50% each, right? Which is, not according to them, but let's say it's 50 each. That means you're 25% of your grandparents on both sides, essentially. And the percentage just gets smaller. So you would never actually know where your father goes back to. Okay. Once again, it's a faith-based thing. You can see here, this could be you right here. This could be you right here. Both your parents could be Asian. But then way up here in the top left corner, you have nobody would ever know. You don't know. You have no pictures. You don't have any physical characteristics. But way up there, is a so-called Puerto Rican or a so-called Dominican. You wouldn't know that based off of, just looking at you, but you're an Israelite according to the Bible. All right. And if you're an Israelite, let's keep this in mind, right? Because I was just saying, you're not exempt. You can try to hide all day. Wow, I didn't mean to do that. Do 15. Second Chronicles 15 and 13. It applies to you too, right here. It says that whosoever would not seek the Lord God of Israel should be put to death, whether small or great, whether man or woman. So it doesn't matter. All right. If you descend through your father's lineage, Judah down to Issachar, no matter what you look like, you're supposed to be seeking the Lord, man. You're supposed to be fulfilling your whole duty. All right, which is right here, Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter for the Israelites, especially the Israelite male. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. This is the whole point in your creation. So just like how, we talk about 2/3 here in America are going to be put to death. You think because you look like another nation, that doesn't involve you? You think that that's just, irrelevant to you, that you don't have to, that you're not going to be held responsible for these things? You're still an Israelite. Okay. The Lord doesn't, look on the outward appearance. Hold on. Go ahead and get this. But if you believe, because the question was, now what? Like, what are the next steps? The next step is the same thing as everybody else that's in this truth. All right. You're not going to be held on a pedestal. You're not going to get a pat on the back. You still got to put in the work. Okay. You still got to put in the work. You still got to go through the day-to-day struggles. You still got to deal with wicked ass Jake, wicked ass niggas out here. All right. You still got to deal with Edomites. You got to do all that, the whole nine. It doesn't matter what you look like. Okay. There isn't like a different, type of way you go. All right. Howard Shai told us to go, you're supposed to go through the door, man. We all got to go in the same way. It doesn't matter. Okay. But you looking the way you look, it's a shame. Personally speaking, it's a shame. I forget I look like this until, somebody reminds me. I've known about the knowledge for going on 5 years now in August. And I'm just now, like today, because that's what made me do this lesson. I'm just now today accepting the fact that I look white. Because even a little bit before the truth, I knew I looked white, but I wasn't going with white. I wasn't saying I was white. I'm like, man, I'm not fucking white. But the reality is I am, but I'm an Israelite. So it doesn't matter. Okay. It doesn't matter. And that should be a big wipe of sweat off the brow too. You come into this truth, because at first I was thinking I was going into slavery, but I was all right with that because it made sense. I was like, well, you know what? It makes sense. And if God is saying, because I believe the words of the Bible, if God said this, which he did, I saw it, Yahweh said that, it's going to happen. What am I going to do about it? I'm just going to have to rock with it. It is what it is, but come to find out, I am an Israelite. Okay. So I don't need to worry about that. What I need to worry about is serving Yahweh Shem Shai. All right. But this is 1 Samuel 16 and 7. It says, but Yahweh said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For Yahweh seeth not as man seeth. So the Lord knows all the spirits out here. The Lord knows who is and who isn't an Israelite. Okay. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but Yahweh looketh on the heart. Plain. Okay. The Lord doesn't care about how you look. The Lord made you look the way you look. Okay. Let me go ahead and get this. Daniel 12 and 10. Many shall be purified and made white, which this is not talking about pale. This is talking about holy. Okay. Because white really means holy. It really means pure. Okay. Just like black doesn't, that's not really applying to somebody in the sense of a color. Black means wicked or evil or ugly. All right. Void of light. It says, Daniel 12 and 10, many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly. None of the wicked shall understand. What are the wicked not going to understand? This truth. Okay. No heathens are going to be in this truth. Damn sure not no fucking Edomite. All right. Like that's what it said. There's a few different scriptures on that. The wicked can't, the wicked, no, they want nothing to do with Yahweh Shem Shai that puts fear in them. You know, like no, it's a lot because Yahweh Shemal Shai puts fear in all of us, of course. I mean fear in a different way. I mean, how is it? It's like worded, I think it says dread. The name of the Lord brings dread upon the heathen, something like that. Not fear, because we all have fear of the Lord, of course. And when Yahweh is out, we can get more fear because there's we're about to see a lot of fucked up shit that's going to put more fear in us, man. You know, because you can look these things up. That damn incident in Buffalo, when I watched that, that put more fear in me. I was like, man, you know, because that was a spirit of vengeance, man. You know, but the point is, man, no heathen's gonna come into this truth. Damn sure not no fucking Edomite. Okay, so if you believe on this truth, you know your lot may not be to teach, but we've came across many guys that the spirit is burning in them to teach, like Jeremiah, and they're not doing anything about it. Well, the Lord is going to deal with that, man, and you don't want Him to do that. All right, that's why you need to apply the rebuke that you hear. Okay, but point being, if you believe on these words, you're an Israelite. Okay, rest assured with that. You know, now of course you gotta like you can hear me say that all day. It's on you to actually believe that, to have faith, you know. But that's really the bottom line. Okay, I can really wrap it up here. You know, now what, was the question? Nobody asked me, but that's what some people think. Well, I look like this, I look like that, but I believe. So now what? Well, do the work. Fast, pray. The same thing you see all the other brothers and sisters doing, man, you need to be doing. You're not exempt from that. Okay? So, Lord, will let this was edifying to the elect. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Them honors be to the apostles, elders, great millstone, rule, teach well. Shalom, blessings to you, brothers and sisters out there, man. Shalom.